And as you enter into the ease and breeze, you're going to be greeted by Holly, who will say to you all, "Ah, welcome back, heroes, from the outer winds." And her voice is joyful, but kind of hidden underneath, you sense a tone of anxiety and worry. Jim's voice still has not returned to him. I'm worried it never will. But where are my manners? Please come in, take a seat, and I will get each of you a meal and a drink. She souls off towards the kitchen to grab you all some dinner.
What did
I'll
she...
think. You go.
I just whisper to us, wouldn't it have been nice if we had enough magic to help that young lad?
I do think to myself, more specifically to Odros, wondering when I can access that magic again. But I don't regard Telemachus's comment per se.
Or to help that fellow that died or found he was dead that left here earlier. Was that the chef?
The chef who realized he was dead.
Anyway, was it the chef, or was it just a bartender?
Was the chef? No,
it was the chef. Yeah.
The
So hard to
bartender
say
was...
whatever meal she's bringing us. Hard to say if it's going to be better or worse. Probably more hygienic and less experienced.
Well, a moment later, she comes out and she sees you all standing by the door still. And she says, come on in. Take a seat, please. There's a table in the back if you'd like to get off your feet. And she's carrying a tray with 6 steaming wooden bowls of stew and 6 pewter mugs filled with ale. Elder root, bubble fire stew, and ember howl ale, she states proudly. And she hands each of you the wooden bowl, and floating on the surface of the stew are tender sprigs of elder root, the taste of peppermint. The ale has an amber hue to it, rich, smoky, malty flavor. I don't know if Coakley is consuming any of this, but she still hands you a wooden bowl and a pewter mug nonetheless.
I'm going to look this up because I think the exact verbiage is I don't need to eat or drink.
Doesn't mean you can't,
But
right?
can I? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I do not need to eat, drink, or breathe. So I'm certain I will likely refuse the soup, but I will gladly take the ale.
Nice. Do you get affected by the intoxicating influence of alcohol, though?
There's a reservoir, and if it fills up too much, it fries some circuitry.
Puts me to drunk. The only thing related to that I would say is I have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, and I have resistance to poison damage.
You're probably like Legolas, like it takes you more.
Yeah.
That's what I figure. Yeah, like it has to flood my system.
Oh, as she seats you guys at the table, she asks, "Have you heard the news? We have a visitor who arrived traveling the Amber Winds. An emissary from," he said, "the Hive? He's an honored guest at the Breeze and Ease. All the talks of rats, curses, and storm clouds have scared off more of our visitors from far-off kingdoms, so we are able to accommodate his rather unique needs."
Pardon, Holly, but is it not dangerous to travel the Amber Winds at this time? They are so new.
Indeed, a dangerous journey for this individual, but he had a strange steed, one that I'd never seen before. Must be a beast that is able to withstand tempestuous winds. Should be back soon. His
He has
name
not-
was... Oh, pardon my interruption. Go ahead.
I just merely asked if he has caused a stir here. Are people alerted by his arrival, or has he been accommodating? And
More intrigued, but he was quite busy. This emissary of the hive, his name was Wilhelm III, I believe. He left soon after arriving here at the Breeze and Ease in search of individuals who will perform the ritual of effervescence. Before today, there were many who registered at the town office to put their names forward for the ritual. However, the rumors of the rats, the curses, and the storm clouds, many have dropped out. The only ones left registered are those slimy sinners. I believe he went and spoke with them about the ritual tomorrow.
we have not formally put our names in, have we? Or did we announce that to... Okay. Okay. So we should do that. Tomorrow morning.
Who do we do that with?
I imagine we head to the sheriff's office. Even if Wendell's not there, maybe someone can point us in the right direction. What was that individual that Moritama spoke with?
The town hall, specifically. That is something the sheriff would not handle. But you could ask Wendell to put your name on the list for you. If you need it. Or, you know what? For helping me out, I could send Shim, if you'd like. He'd be more than happy to run over and put your name down. But he would need to know what name to enter into the cause.
He'd also probably need us to write it in a note.
Of course, yes. If you would write it for him, he'll run it over right now, in fact.
Oh, shit. Man, so many things to think about. Tim, did you see I texted you? You guys, I just bought us 1 minute. All right, Shim.
The text just says, "This is a stall."
It is a stall. I say, all right, Shim. That's very valiant of you. Thank you for volunteering. We'll write a note, and we'll get it while we have a drink. And we'll have that soon.
Up to you, Mike. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I like it.
Sorry, I missed. Did you guys say something to...
Oh. Yeah, I was just I was kind of buying his time by saying we'd work on the note while we had a drink, so the four of us could talk.
Then she says, "I'll leave you. I'll leave you be. Then yes, take your time. Jim is available whenever you are ready."
What's a Jinling technically?
Jinling is different than a Genasi. So Jay and Yan are Jinlings because they are direct descendants of the Jin. The Genasi are the race that is kind of like a tier below.
Got it.
That's
So
all
Jinlings
the
are
other...
like almost like part divine.
Yeah, they're like demigods. Yeah.
Oh.
Name time.
It's hard to come up with the name because what deeds have we accomplished that we would like to boast of in future days?
That's funny.
First
Table
killer.
level, Moby could like propose. Well, I was the Golden Herald, but it seems that all the heroes of old may be returning. So we're like the heralds of all the four winds, and I like to push for a tie to the Eridon name out of cheekiness. But also, it's probably more fun if we have a distinct name for these characters. So,
Well, while you guys are thinking and contemplating, consuming your stew, your
Drinking our dinner and eating our drinks.
Yes, exactly. Some staticky noises start to echo from the Picto Obscura. The Picto Obscura. Sorry, I've been pronouncing it incorrectly this whole time.
Holy
It is
shit.
named after Picto.
that makes sense.
Picto Obscura. I don't know who's holding it, but it starts to echo from somebody's pack. Oakley?
Coakley, yeah.
If it's coming from Coakley, you might think it's just like random noises, but
Yeah.
you're muffled. Come in, lion hunters! Lion hunters, come in. Do you read me?
Yes, yes we do, and I will just take it out and I'll just like put it on the middle of the table.
Lion hunters, come in.
You gotta push the button on it.
Oh, sorry. And I'll just like turn it around. Is there like an obvious button that I'm supposed to be pressing that's blinking or okay? I will.
The button. It's the intercom. You gotta hold it down.
I will press it once and let it go and say, "Hello, hello."
You gotta hold it down. You hear.
And I feel like my younger nephew, Moritama, comes over and helps me eventually.
Alright, just keep your finger there the whole time.
Who's
Yes,
this?
hello.
Coakley? Coakley, is that you?
Yes, it is.
Alright. Excellent. Is everyone there?
I mean, not everyone, but the four of us are here, or five. Not everyone from Selkirk is here, but the people you saw earlier today.
Yes, your group. That's what I meant. I'm contacting you specifically for some information concerning the readings from my radiometers. Approximately 2 hours ago, we experienced an anomaly. The lumen readings on my radiometer dropped significantly. Typically, that rate of de-illuminescence is steady and extremely low. However, something has caused the rate to increase rapidly. In fact, the rate of change itself is increasing. It seems to be exponential. He's like screaming into the vice at you. My radiometer is very precise, but soon it will be noticeable to the naked eye. If this continues, by tomorrow morning, even your grandma will notice the dimming light. Wanted to know if you knew what might be causing this. Have you seen anything or done anything? Anything going on there in the town?
Is this bad?
Incredible question. I love that.
So
course it
appropriate.
Is it bad? You seem flabbergasted. The
The
light is dimming at an increasingly rapid pace, but
the
even
statue of
stranger is that I've contacted my colleagues in Gigas and Pyrus, and neither of their radiometers are recording this anomaly. This phenomenon seems to be isolated to the spine, or potentially just Selkirk. I must investigate further.
Do you think it's the new wind island thing approaching?
You're holding on the button.
Potentially.
So that-
Yeah, I think on the button.
We should ask Holly when that emissary from the hive arrived, if that was 2 hours ago or separately. Weren't we in the quarry 2 hours ago?
when the image of the soul shattered. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. If this imagery of Adras's worship being disrespected is now causing a problem to increase, but
What?
Adras was holding the sun,
Yeah.
and then that's what cracked open, and the giant rat was in there. The giant baby rat.
Hey, quickly, push the button again.
I take a picture of you.
We fought. We have fought.
There's no charges left.
Thank God. Otherwise, one of the gods just got kicked out, and it's like one of us looking like that, trying to stop it.
You don't realize it, and it's on the totem.
Sorry, wrong button.
We've killed rats, cusses, and winds. So yes, we've done a lot of things. I don't know if this light luminosity is connected to any of it.
I'm not sure either. I don't think either of those three things could be causing this. They wouldn't make it dimmer.
We restored the spring. That couldn't be at play, per se. Seems like
The only
something
thing-
you mentioned.
Need more information. Need to see, is this isolated to just Selkirk, or is the rest of the spine experiencing this phenomenon? I'm gonna leave my devices in the workshop here recording while I travel down to Perth to determine if all the spine is experiencing this change.
Perth, is that the next Skyland below?
Yes, and you really need to work on your geography here. I have a map that I can let you borrow.
I have someone for that.
Moritaba's
I'll borrow
deep
your
in
map.
thought.
When we see you next, I'd love to borrow it.
Well, I'll be out of town, so if you want to get that, my Picto Obscura recharged for the ritual, you're gonna have to do so as soon as possible.
Wow.
I intend to leave within the hour.
So we have to bring it to you right now.
Yes. Or send an
I
errand
guess
boy
we
to
do.
do so if you are all too busy.
We must make available the images we took to Tenet first before we can give it back to Piker. Looks to be a busy next hour, perhaps.
Okay.
On a stomach full of stew and ale. Moritava?
Moritaba finishes his bowl. He's like, so while I was eating, I was thinking we could be, our group could be called the Origin. As in the origin of Drakar's demise on behalf of the Orin Jin.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
So you guys think about that, and I'll take the Picto Obscura, maybe run to Tenant Myrrh, have him get this done ASAP, and then maybe meet back up with you, run it to Piker.
I look at Moby and I say, wouldn't it be really building up his ego if you took the name he suggested, though? Or are you proud of him?
Moby raises an eyebrow toward Moritaba. I can work with that.
All right, perfect. Discuss. And Moritaba is very interested of having just scarfed down all of his food really quickly, booking it to Tenant Myrrh's.
Coakley, make available the Picto Obscura to Moritaba at once. He shall bring
One
it to
better,
Tenet.
I shall accompany him on the trip.
Ah, very well.
Because you don't need to eat.
I had meant to talk to you about something, but for another time, perhaps.
Of course.
Yes, keep Moritaba company.
I'll stay here. I didn't want to go anyway.
Sweet. And then, hold on a second. I think I jumped to the town map a little too soon.
Did I interrupt you?
Huh?
Did I
Back
interrupt
here.
you?
I don't think so. I mean, you usually do, but not specifically now.
Got it.
Got him.
Jan is gonna say, well, Jay and I need to have a private conversation with him, so we will meet up with you all in a little bit. Jay, if you would, and the two of them will head on over to the rooms to have a conversation.
And they wanted to have a conversation between the two of themselves.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Leaving Telemachus and Moby, Stokely, Moritaba, heading out the door. And we are going to start with the two of them heading out on their way to Myrrh's house. Ooh, yep, across the bridge, out the one of the southern gates, and down towards the hunter's house. And it lives.
As we're running, Coakley, you are faster than I am. As you are just unlocked some new potential recently. And while you are probably having to slow your pace for Moritaba's sake, you do notice there's a little kind of pep in his step. He seems to be like more forceful with his like jogging here. And there does just seem to be there's kind of always this steady current of air, but there seems to be kind of a vague circling of wind around Moritaba.
Alright, so are you guys like hustling? Are we walking? Are we sprinting? Are we jogging? What's the pace here?
I think not quite sprinting, but I think we've got a deadline to meet.
A light jog, like a gentle trot.
Alright, at a gentle trot, maybe it takes you 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes to get out the outskirts, because the Ease and Breeze is pretty close to that southern gate, so not too long for you guys to cross Lieutenant Murr, who is still outside carving away at a large, like basically a tree that has been chopped down, sanded, smoothed into a kind of like I guess a telephone pole. He's got a few of them, and some of them you can see are piled up are his first few efforts at creating a totem. And you hear he's using this kind of machine that you've seen before. It sounds like,
they're dropping shit in our yard on
I
purpose.
don't know how else to describe a chainsaw, but
It's like
a
just
wind-driven
when it's
chainsaw essentially is what it is.
Pass it over.
A Tempestus device
And
that spins
And forgot the key. Came back, it was on.
and rotates
Like 5 minutes
a
later.
blade very similar to
I'm
that of a
sick and tired.
chainsaw. And he's busy
Sorry,
sawing
no.
into this
Yeah.
tree as you approach, facing away from you all,
I'm
not
leaving it in our
noticing
yard to see if
your
they actually go
arrival.
get
You
it.
do
And it's not
get to
on
Lieutenant Murr's
by the time
house.
I go to D&D. It's over.
I will
Yes,
jog
ma'am.
up ahead.
And you need this.
Master Tinnit,
Absolutely.
I do believe we have quite a bit of inspiration for you. If I remember correctly, that's what he wanted. He wanted the pictures for like inspiration, right?
Yes, he had lost his muse. Yeah. He does not turn around. You just hear chainsawing, and you hear some curses. That's curses and storm clouds. I'll never get this.
Quick side question: have we hit level 3 yet?
No.
We're still
Fact.
okay.
Until, yeah, you go to bed.
Gotcha. I will eventually, upon screaming and realizing he's not hearing me, I will give a heavy tap on the shoulder once we get up to him.
He does. You kind of startle him, and he like whips around, and his chainsaw gets dangerously close to your face. But you're able to step back a little bit, and it does not slice your nose off. He pulls out earplugs that he had. Oh, it's you two. Did you bring my muse?
We brought 6.
8 if you include us.
Excellent.
I will hand it to Moritaba to show how to look at the photos because I don't know how.
Moritaba figures it out, I suppose. And Tinnit is able to look through the pictures. And he says, I'm going to need a little bit of time with this. But this is excellent. This is exactly what I need. And he says, and for your reward, go ahead. You can raid my old hunter's supply once again. I won't have need of any of that material, but one for each of you. And I guess you can take an item for your other friends as well that I promised.
I remembered this as we were walking here, and I was like, "Shit, I should have." I'm really glad that I did ask our friends what they wanted as part of the report.
Dude, yeah, what was there left? I might have the notes.
I'll give you the list. If the two of you head into his house and you rummage through his chest of old hunting supplies,
Boom.
there. There's a Tempest's spear already taken. Storm Cutter's dagger. Ratsbane longsword. Crusher's crucible already taken. A bolus, mask of the beast, cast off studded leather armor, rope of mending, potion of climbing, and a mysterious key which has been taken, and the lantern of tracking which has also been taken.
What's a bolus?
It's the pair of like stones and a rock or a rope to trip people.
Yeah. It's a device can be used specifically. This bolas is used for taking flying creatures and bringing them back down to the ground.
Oh, that's sweet. I would have asked for the Stormcutter's dagger. I wanted a weapon.
Lori Taba will choose for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm feeling probably Mask of the Beast, if I had to wager a guess. And I may grab the leather armor.
Alright.
I will.
Last choice.
Wait, MK, did you just take two? Oh, because you picked.
Picking for Critter.
I laughed at that and I just forgot you said. I will take the bolus.
You grab up those materials. Not sure how long it takes you guys to make up your mind, but Tinnet is going to need about 30 minutes with the Picto Obscura in order to get the likeness of each of the Jinn gods carved into the totem. But he moves pretty quickly once he has a reference. You see that he is quite a skilled artist, or at least quite a skilled artist with a chainsaw. And he is able to carve the totem and have it set and ready for your ritual of effervescence. He seems quite happy when you come back out and you see his work, and he says, "Ah, finally, you've returned my muse to me. Thank you. Here is your device back. Now I have another totem to work on, but that group did not bring me the likenesses of the gods they wished me to add, so I suppose I will have to make it up in some way. It will surely not be as good of a totem as I have made for your group. You can pick it up tomorrow morning prior to the ritual."
Well, thank you very much.
Are you two gonna head back to the Even Breed, or you guys go straight to Tigers?
Yeah, might be cutting it close at this point.
Oh, like.
Time-wise. Because she had like an hour, we just are leaving here after 40 minutes.
Do we think we can make it in 20 minutes?
Going through the city, going back through the town is gonna cut it close, so you guys
Really?
might think that off-roading it might be the better idea.
Logically, do we know how Piker is getting to this other island? And is there departure place we could meet her at? Or do we just need to get her back to her place?
You have the Picto Obscura. You can always ask.
Holy shit.
What a novel concept.
We can communicate with her directly. Holy shit.
Level 3 wonders.
Button,
Level 2 wonders.
button pressed in. Moritaba calling in. Pike, are you there? Over.
Yes, this is Piker. Over.
We just wrapped up with what we were using the Picto Obscura for. It might be a bit of a trek to get to your house in 20 minutes. Is there somewhere we can meet you?
No. I'm taking off from here. Over now. Or over.
All right, well, see you in 20 minutes, hopefully.
Oi, I've got everything prepared. Hustle. Over now.
We start swimming.
But you guys, we'll get to you guys crossing this river and heading through the woods. Piker Nora's house. After we hop back to the group that is staying in the Ease and Breeze. Telemachus, Moby, you're the only two left at your table.
So
Assuming
I have a connection with Moritaba. I have started to push for a connection with Coakley and some mutual, hey, help me out, I'll help you out, look for this thing. I feel like I know Telemachus the least, and so in this moment where I've got something on my mind, I'm sort of like not sure how to breach it directly. I'm just sort of swirling my ale and occasionally shooting glances across the table. What are you doing in, like, if we like are sitting in silence, or do you let us sit in silence, or like what's your vibe if I'm quiet right now?
I think for a little bit, I sit there and I just kind of just smile and chill, and then you don't say anything, and I start rifling through my pack, and I am looking for something, so I kind of start just like putting a bunch of random crap on the table, but I do just kind of like go into my own little reverie of my own. Yeah.
I just see you rifling through shit. Quite fickle of task, aren't you?
Is the task right now not leisure?
Telemachus. Leisure, your carefree attitude, your flexibility with your intent. These traits may offer lightheartedness and enjoyment. But I must ask, if that is your preferred demeanor, I question why you chose a moment so crucial earlier today to raise your voice and challenge me at the quarry in my proposal as to which ritual we must conduct.
Oh, I thought you needed to be challenged.
Pardon?
Well, everyone else was just kind of going along with what you were saying, and I thought it made sense, but then no one said anything to push or prod. Was that the best idea? I think the better ideas come when people collaborate. So even if my idea is disregarded, wouldn't your idea stand the stronger for having conquered it?
I am no stranger to winning over the hearts and opinions of those who challenge me, but in such a grand moment in front of the hero you know we walk alongside, to propose a pitch to him And to have someone so unserious propose something. You must understand. The sword Elaginus is appealing, but it failed the heroes Jeb, Gentoo, and Jerobi. The Haka that you proposed is selfish. It failed Jiri in the past because self-empowerment does not win the loyalty of people. One man alone cannot assume to overcome insurmountable odds without aid. The Umbra heals, it restores. Maybe people we have lost, or even that have lost themselves. It is selfless and worthy.
Very serious. Very selfless.
I clench
Just
my
growth.
hand. Just having you casually say so selfless, like I took that as a jibe, and you just like whites my knuckles a little bit.
I just like I
Critter, do you have a fidget toy in your hand?
Do I have a what?
A fidget toy in your hand
No.
on the desk? Oh,
Oh, was it picking up some stray stuff?
it sounded like you were rolling a die on the table. Never mind.
Oh,
Sorry.
interesting. No.
could you, if I asked, name a Kieran?
I suppose I could not. I have only
Jiri.
met the one, and it did not grace us with its name.
They are shy. Much abused they are for what they can do. Much use they bring to those around them. I wonder if they find the deal still worth it. But I could not put an identity to the name of Jiri before 2 days ago, or however many. But that doesn't mean he's not valuable. The Kieran you can't name are also valuable. So I'm lighthearted about this because I've seen us strive against dangers, come out stronger. I want to be stronger. That's why I'm here. Who fights for the Kieran?
We did, Telemachus, and I risked my life for it.
Who else?
I believe Coakley did, and my squire, Moritan.
Count us as a group, friend. I mean,
I would like to as well, and I mean to assure you, we will perhaps find more opportunities to better the Kieran's circumstances. I take your comment seriously. Perhaps I should have asked the Kieran's name. I'm not dismissive of your kind and what they mean to you. I suppose all I can ask is you not be dismissive of the importance Jiri holds for me.
I hear that, but I don't know why healing is the only thing that connects you to him in this regard. Or what injustice you do his memory, just because he took the Haka. Why would you not want to emulate him? We don't know that that's what failed him either.
I'll give you an insight check real quick, because my eyes will sort of look past you for a moment, and it's the same exact thing I did a moment ago when I said the Haka is, and I drifted off, and then
I rolled a 1.
selfish. Okay. So I had this thing I did twice in the thing, but it doesn't really occur to you per se, but power is tempting, of course. And it is difficult to explain my connection to Jiri.
And why healing is the thing that's needed?
Well, in this current circumstance, we seem to have performed an act of healing in the spring's restoration, and now we find ourselves at a festival not dissimilar from the one a year ago that took another Skyland seemingly out of the sky with the connection of the Amber Winds. Perhaps the Umbra in this moment performed could shelter these people in place, keep them from being torn apart and losing themselves to the wind in the way that Skyland was a year ago. And past that, there are greater darknesses that need to be illuminated.
Who's... I hear what you're saying, and I'll stand up. This has not persuaded me that the Haka isn't the right path. I'm curious if your squire had suggested otherwise, if you would have listened. I am too unserious to be heeded. Sounds initially. And I don't know what Coakley would say. But I would just challenge you. I don't know why strengthening oneself is selfish. The springs are what heal and protect this whole land. Why not be stronger to protect them? And Tim, if any, you can decide if this is the moment that you'd want to, of like forcefulness that would maybe prime what we talked about, but I'll let there be a DM decision.
As in, like, Hyperion thoughts coming through?
If you think that makes sense.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Context. Well, I'd like you to take over. I want to hand that to you. And let you...
Me to take over... And which
kind of what
way?
I texted you about, because I think that's more world thing. That's not a Telemachus choice thing, and I don't want to necessarily make that happen.
Let me reread your text.
Juicy.
Okay, so what you're saying is, in this moment, Telperion is choosing to kind of stop being like a passive kind of witnesser of events and push his kind of intent and motivation forward in this moment. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And
okay, so yeah, let's roll with it. Yeah, well, so I'm curious. I mean, I can't put myself in the mind of Telperion, but like, what would Telperion want to push, like, Telemachus to do or say, or like, how would he want to influence this moment?
I think what Telemachus said was enough, and I think Telperion like was on board with it, and I think at this point, Telperion just wants to get a little shake, to be open to this and like feel an external pressure. So I just want Telperion to be able to cast Mind Sliver on him.
Holy shit.
All right, so Telemachus this isn't Telemachus doing it. This is someone else casting magic through Telemachus. Okay, interesting. Go ahead, make your roll, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's an
I think
save.
it's an save, yeah.
What should the DC be?
It would be based on ooh.
Halfway.
Can we make it based on? Yeah, I want to kind of make it based on Telperion's in save.
I do too.
It'll be actually.
This is
be
kind of like,
to be
in a weird way, this is like God level difficulty for a level 3 character to undergo.
That's an int
I'm just gonna roll my
17
save
for
here.
3d6. Oh wow!
I would like to do a thing with that nat 20 if available. What do I feel?
So this is the main point, and because I want Telemachus is here arguing with the person in front of him. There's been a passenger watching, witnessing, just kind of sleeping, frankly, but he sees Hyperion, who is very connected to Jiri, and Telperion knows. Hyperion knows what this feels like, and
that's what I wasn't wanting to do with my nat 20s. I want a sense of, I know that fucking feeling. He's used that on Jiri before, and I felt it. So with the nat 20, can I put it together? Like, my eyes go wide. Telemachus just used some words at me, and then I just completely reel, visibly doesn't make sense that his words landed in this way. And I just look up at Telemachus, confused.
And I kind of have said my piece, and I'm like about to just storm off. And I won't. I mean, I'll give you a second of like if you try to stop me. But Telemachus looks utterly unknowing of what.
As
just occurred. You don't even know
as-
that you cast that spell then. Okay.
Yeah.
As you start to walk away and you land in this way, sort of mic drop, could you give me a perception check? Because I'm going to
Yeah.
mumble something under my breath that I don't know if Telemachus will or won't catch as you walk away.
Oh, show +2.
I'll just give it like a
20
11
dirty.
DC. Okay, amazing. All I see, and you do hear this. You don't have to, slow your stride or say anything, but you do hear me say, maybe the healing isn't just for him.
Yeah, he doesn't know what that means, so he keeps walking.
Interesting.
Super fun scene.
Yeah, you both get heroic inspiration for that sick scene, so I'll give you guys both a point for that.
Hell yeah.
That's my second, so that means I have
Yeah,
to
you
use
can have
that
two.
one by
You gotta use one. Yep, today at some point. All right, sweet. Well, hold on a second,
Hell
because just as actually no, we'll come back in a moment, but you guys are in the middle of storming off, so don't forget you haven't gotten too far before something is about to happen. But let's jump back. Dude. Our other two companions that have 20 minutes. That is it. To get across entire map here. What are you guys doing?
Coakley is using the bolus like nunchucks to practice and doing one of these in front of him, going back and forth, keeping a pace with Moritaba, or keeping a slower pace with Moritaba.
We picked up the pace though. Or are we like on the move now?
Oh,
Are we,
yeah.
Like, active trying to sprint?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys head directly from the hunter's house, and you get to
The river.
large river that cuts through the entire town of Selkirk, which happens to be named the Selkirk River.
Whoa!
It is approximately at this point in the river,
5 feet.
larger junction here. No, probably like 40 feet across.
Jesus Christ!
40 feet across. Quick look left, look right. Are there any boats passing through? It's festival time. Maybe there's some activity. Is anyone
You guys are
passing
right here.
by?
We're gonna make this map 100% accurate. There actually is a boat right here. Slowly
Amazing.
moving its way this way. As you look, make a perception check for me though.
Okay. So I would love to get these people's attention.
Can't quite make out who is in it. It is kind of farther along the stream.
Is the water flowing to the northeast?
Water flows this way.
Oh, that way. Okay.
That helps us.
Flows this way. So yes, the boat is slowly drifting this way, but you can see you can't make out who is in the boat, but you can sense that this boat is not steering in any way. It's kind of just drifting along. It's not rowing or anything like that. So they are not in a hurry to head your direction, but it is slowly drifting towards you.
Moritawa will start running towards the boat along the side of the bank of the river, like arms waving overhead. Hello, hello. Not sure who we see as we get closer.
Coakley, are you following along with?
Coakley probably took a few steps into the river just to see if it was like a fjordable walk across. Can I? Would I be quickly able to tell that this gets like I need to swim deep?
You're gonna have to swim to get across, but it seems like this river, if you're good at swimming, you might be able to swim across.
I would have taken a few steps in, but then seeing Moritapa start yelling and running, would have backed out and followed him.
Are you yelling with him?
Yes, I probably would be able to see what he's yelling, but hello, and I'm more just like yelling at Moritapa, but loud enough to yell past him.
Alright, I don't know what roll. I want you to roll right now to see if this guy hears you. What is a yell check?
Constitution for like breath.
Strength.
The Constitution check, yeah.
Charisma.
Yeah,
Constitution. Makes
Constitution, sure. At advantage because Coakley is helping you.
Hell yeah. And I've got some second wins I can add on this. 18, I feel good about that.
Alright, so as you approach this, you do recognize or notice a pair of fishermen sitting in this boat. Their fishing poles hanging over either side of the boat. The one that is facing towards your shore looks up and notices and calls back, hello there! What seems to be the issue?
We're in a bit of a rush and we're wondering if you could help us across the river. We don't have time to go through town.
Know if I've ever met you before. Who are you?
God.
We're new here for the festival. We've been helping with the townsfolk, hoping to prepare for the ceremony tomorrow.
A persuasion check for me, please.
Jeez. Let me. I don't have any second wins.
Oh
Okay.
no.
13.
I thought you just said you had a bunch.
I thought I did. I hadn't looked at my sheet yet.
Oh, that thing I don't have.
Well,
Yeah.
we're busy fishing for that same festival. Need to provide some fish for the feast. Don't have time to take and ferry strangers across the river. What's your name there, boy?
I am Moritaba, and this is my friend here, Coakley.
The
I'll
arm
let
doesn't
you
go
make-
to his wrist joint.
I'm gonna make you make one more persuasion check to see if he's heard of you two and your deeds in town.
Ooh.
No.
Don't know ya and don't care. I've got business to attend to. And he casts his line back in the water, and slowly this boat drifts on by.
Well, Coakley, are you waterproof?
Coakley stands there for a minute and you hear a yes.
Sealing a bunch of things. Amazing.
Well, it was worth a try, but it's swimming time.
Yes, I am waterproof.
Alright, you guys hop into the river. I need you guys to make athletics check to brace yourselves for this 40-foot swim.
Dude, what is with the 13s?
13. No matter the modifier.
Can I opt, and this is the stupid direction to do it, but can I opt for a charisma check instead? And if I succeed, I will tell you why.
What? What an insane request.
It has to do with Sorrel.
That's
Alright, I'm
hysterical.
super curious, so yes.
I just want to see what happens.
Incredible question.
Alright.
So
I don't know what DC to set, so like 15 is good?
It's very it's very very similar to what happened in the battle. Having made myself not 100% waterproof, but mostly waterproof and much more buoyant. I would like to lie on my back, and I will take out Sorrel as quarterstaff, and I will have a conversation with Sorrel, talking to him about how he made his end like little wiggly and nibbly or wiggly waggly during the battle, and I want it to go instead like rigid into an oar at the end of the quarterstaff, and I want to just use it like a quarterstaff or to paddle myself across.
Oh, is his tail like doing the propulsion? Is like
Well,
oh, okay.
He doesn't need to turn it. I just want it to go flat so that I could use it as like an oar to like paddle myself across.
Okay. He will agree skeptically, but I will make you still roll athletics with advantage though for help aid from Sorrel.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
I get tired very quickly.
And they were
Yeah,
never
are you
seen
actually-
again.
They slowly drift away from the campaign.
When I said not 100% waterproof, it is coming into play right now because I think I'm getting waterlogged.
Yeah, you're getting waterlogged and like pushed under the water. I feel like you're not. I don't know how you would be buoyant. I feel like you sink. Like Coakley just seems like he would like.
This is where my low intelligence comes in because I think I know what buoyancy is. I closed all the outlets on my body.
You try to stay on the surface of the water, but you quickly sink to the bottom of it and are pushed along the bottom of the riverbed. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna. So I don't need to eat or breathe. So I will open all the vents to make myself super heavy, I guess, or just like full of water. And I think my circuitry would say just walk along the bottom. It'll take longer, but you can get there.
All right. Moritaba, you're not the best swimmer, but you do manage to make it across slowly. I don't know, maybe you do like a doggy paddle. You think? Yeah, I'm curious. Have you spent a lot of time swimming? Like, do we see some good form here?
Yeah, I wonder if there's any training involved. You know, maybe in a world where I'm not wearing heavy armor and carrying weapons and stuff, Moritaba's like an excellent swimmer, but like, there's no working around this. This sucks.
So
Two
All right.
metal people just trying to swim across the top of the water and slowly getting lower.
All right, you get across.
Oh my goodness.
You get across specifically. Coakley, we'll see about.
Oh my god, Coakley's
You get
fucking
across,
dead.
you look around and you don't see Coakley anywhere. And it took you a long time to get across, also. So you probably have like 5 minutes to get to Piker's house at this point. After yelling at some guys at the river,
Incredible.
this long swim, and you're looking around. There's no Coakley, and you're soaked also.
It doesn't functionally matter, but just know that you're in stuff right now.
You're just being slower when you're running.
Yeah, I
There's
guess.
so much condition in Jaland, by the way.
Oh yeah, we learned that.
Yeah, I think that took like 10 or 15 minutes.
It's literally.
I'm like, do I just turn and start running with the Picto Obscura?
Are you holding it, or does Coakley have it?
I have it.
that's because he was talking to Piker, and I was playing with him.
Because the machine didn't know how to use the machine.
The brain can't understand itself.
I mean, does the thought cross your mind that maybe Coakley got across before you and like left you behind?
No, I don't think so.
Appreciate that.
Maybe there's that thought, and so I'm like, oh, so I shouldn't do that either. So I will like start like scanning the river. Maybe I'll run up a bit, run down a bit, try and see if I can see a bright orange humanoid figure in the water.
Make a perception. Yeah, let's go with perception.
Not a 13.
At first you don't see anything, but then maybe eventually you kind of see a glint of orange slowly moving along. It's a very clear river because the stream comes from the spring. The water is very pure, very clean. Not a ton of and it's flowing water, which is typically a little bit cleaner than stagnant lake water. So you're able to see Coakley potentially at the depths. Coakley, I need you to make another athletics check.
You got
See
it.
how long this is taking you. You're able to get across. I'm just curious, how much time are we wasting here?
Holy shit.
There's no shot. There's no shot.
Yeah. You eventually get out, and
You just
Oritaba, you watch kind of this robot slowly making its way out of the water, step by step.
Step by step, you said.
Little waterlogged.
Apologies for the
But
delay.
Coakley, you are on the shore.
Apologies for the delay, Mortaba. My most recent adventures outside of the spine were in nowhere near this wet. Particularly devoid of water, and I have my circuits and functions apparently have forgotten how to swim.
So here's my suggestion. We're not getting there in time.
I hit a button and it flushes the system as you're talking.
We're not getting there in time. Do we head back and say Tenet took too long?
I don't think there's a need to lie.
Oh.
Feel free to attribute this to me.
Well, we're on the other side now. I guess. Let's run anyway.
you look at the gate to the southwest that's not that far, and you're like, so the north gate?
But we would have to cross again.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to try for pikers just in case?
We can almost see the top of the Breezanese.
Yeah, right.
I'd say let's perhaps try Lady Pikers. Perhaps she was also delayed due to a swimming incident.
Or it fell in all of her traps.
Yes, yeah.
All right, well,
I'd say we go for a quick air dry sprint to
Yeah.
the inventor's house to try and return the pike to obscure.
Alright, I need an athletics check again from both of you to see how fast we're moving.
4 times.
And I also need a constitution to see how our endurance is going.
We have broken 10. We've broken 10.
well, I'm just going down by one at a time.
Hell yeah. Never been so glad to see an 11.
Oh, boy. Yeah, you get
This
moving at a
brutal.
reasonable pace, but Moritaba starts falling behind. All this water, you're waterlogged. It's really burning your muscles, right? Like your legs are already starting to feel sore from just this sprint across this large meadow here. And by the time you guys get to the tree line, right about here, you hear the roar of engines and see a rocket ship taking off Tinker's house. And up and away it goes. And you hear the Picto Obscura turn on and says, "You guys were too late. You'll have to figure out how to charge it yourself. I'm off. Over now."
Can ransack her house now.
No.
And the sound comes on. "And don't think about taking anything. My steel defenders are still guarding."
Moritaba, do you think we need to charge this tonight? Should we continue this, or... I don't even know. Did she say she needed it for something, soon, or was it maybe us that needed it?
Your agreement with her, she had 4 things. he wanted you to do in order to get access to the Picto Obscura, in order to use it to get the pictures you needed for Tenet.
I'm looking through my notes and I don't remember what they were.
I'll remind you guys of it once I find it.
To do with the Picto Obscura, like some other things to do.
She wanted us to
No,
use
well,
it for the effervescence, or maybe we were asking. I don't know. My notes are rough.
I definitely have a note on that, but I'd have to look for a little bit.
I'll find it. Just give me a second. I know I
Well,
wrote.
if it has to do with the ritual, then we should just continue to go and we should try and charge it ourselves.
Yeah.
We'll just force some spell slots into it. Pray for a charge.
Rage.
Rage.
Even if it was as clean as one spell slot per charge, that would empty us pretty heavily to get that fully charged at these levels.
I forget why we need it charged again.
Just in
That's the
case we want a use for it, and we think she did give us another task
Oh, but we
for
don't
it.
need
But
another. Like for the ritual, we don't need it charged.
maybe
No.
not. Probably
Number
not.
1, you promise to use the device during the effervescence in order for her to observe the ritual from afar. She didn't want to show up at the ritual. She wanted you guys to film it for her.
We have to
essentially.
FaceTime her.
Yes. Number 2, you need to deliver her a meal. And then number 3, you needed to leave immediately. You satisfied at number 2 and number 3. Number 1.
I have all of those things written down. I didn't know that was. I didn't have it contextualized as the conditions.
Requirements.
That's funny.
Telemachus just has infected me too much because Telemachus doesn't care about quest objectives if he doesn't get the point. And these ones, like, he and I just were like, who is this lady? Technology is so antithetical to him.
You want to go try and figure out how to charge a camera?
Yes.
Are you guys slowing your pace now? Now we're walking.
That and to avoid the traps.
They're gone so long, I come back, I'm like, all right, let's make up. This is boring.
We'll come back to them as they head to Piker's house. We will go back to the Breeze and Ease, though. As Telemachus.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna ask you this. I don't know if we're gonna bio break because it's late, and but so
Yeah, we can do a bio break.
having just looked through all my bag. This is really late in the game for me to say this, but could I have a musical proficiency I never specified because I'm lazy. Could I deduct gold and have a starting instrument that was in my pack, or because I kind of would like it to be like of my people as opposed to like hunting for one. Just a simple lyre that is no like not magic or anything.
It seems like
That would be as I walk away. I was like, found it, and I take out a really cool looking lyre. And I deduct 30
So-
gold.
And do we want to bio break now?
I actually don't need one, but we should. Yeah. This
Sure.
is great.
Yeah.
Halfway through.
Good.
Did you end up beating Clay Obscure?
I did, and your fucking brother refused to text me back after I ranted at him about the end of the game, and I'm still pissed at him. Yes, I did beat the game. It was glorious and amazing and wonderful, and definitely up there for one of my favorite games I've ever played.
That's incredible. I need to get back on it. I'm still only 3 hours in or whatever my first day of playthrough was. I
I
beat
think.
the big boss of the blue moon tree thing, and then I'm like in the little overland zone where you can kind of pick where you're going next. I guess that's where I stopped. But
The continent, yeah. I think I registered just over 55. And that was playing on expert mode. That was not doing a ton of extra like wandering content. I'd say that's a pretty average game span.
I decided I'm taking off. So next Friday is 4th of July, but that Thursday I have daycare drop off and Mary works, and I decided I'm going to take a day of PTO that day and just be at home and self-care day, and I'm just going to play Clay Obscure.
Hell yes. It is really funny because my friend Sam also just started playing. he needed like very little convincing because like I posted on my story on Instagram about it. I was like, highly recommend this game if you like Final Fantasy and other games. And he goes, but will I like it? And I was like, you have a very specific taste in games, which is like Assassin's Creed, God of War, and then Ghost of Tsushima. And I was like, it's gonna be a close call, but I think you might enjoy this game, specifically for the turn-based combat.
I love the turn-based. It feels like, and I'm sure many Final Fantasies have done this, but like in the Golden Sun era of like old school 4 heroes over here, 4 bad guys on that side, and you just take a turn doing the things. Like it feels like that, but it's a little bit more reactive and live, but still turn-based. It's so addicting.
It is my favorite combination of like pause and play kind of thing, plus quick time event stuff. I love it. I love it. Where's my
I think Dragon Age Inquisition, a lot of hardcore fans didn't like it, but I really enjoyed that real-time pause combat.
Oh my god.
Oh no, did you spill something?
Actually, not that much.
Just spilling the tea.
I got tea.
I can't wait for Declan to start going to school and interacting with kids and developing lingo and coming home and saying things, and you're just like, what are you talking about?
He develops that already just by himself. He just says nonsense. MJ would be proud of me for the ingredients in this tea. Its first 3 ingredients are water, natural flavors, black tea. Pretty good.
Blank tea. Hell yeah.
All you need.
I just made a lot of tea actually.
It does have some aspartame in it. But
Dude, what happened? Just 14, 8, just pitiful.
yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah, not great.
Hyper average.
I don't like failing.
It's the best way to learn to roll better.
Get good.
Lessons that can never be learned or actualized.
I'm here as well. I'm just cleaning up a mess.
Are we playing 10?
10:30 would
I
be
think we got, yeah, 1 more hour.
Oh, I need to.
All right, let's hop back into it. I'm gonna go back to our tavern music. All right, Telperion, no, Telemachus and Moby seated, having a heated conversation. Telemachus gets up to leave, but as Telemachus does, the 2 of you hear the sudden sound of wind roaring outside, and also wing beats as well. The air kind of thudding as if something is stirring the wind, like a giant fan, or maybe wings of a somewhat large creature. All of a sudden, yes, all of a sudden the ground shakes as something thuds to the ground nearby. And outside the window, you can see the iridescent colored wings. Old. You're not able to make out what creature it was. Something just landed outside.
I look around the tavern. Does
Holly?
everyone seem startled?
Yeah, everybody, you know, yes. Everyone kind of like, you know, the music stops for a moment. Everybody kind of looks around, you know what I mean? But slowly people come to the realization what occurred, and the music continues once again. Holly is nearby, and she says, "Oh, that must be the emissary." She says, a little startled, but then goes back to her business.
Who's the emissary to meet with?
Holly turns back around and she says, not sure. Wilhelm mentioned he was here to meet with whoever was performing the ritual. Here to investigate, I suppose, on behalf of those of some strange new kingdom called the Hive. I've heard tales of such a place, but know very little of it. It is new to our world here in Jaland. strange beasts come from this place. The ones I have met have been friendly, but I'll admit that I have met very few of them. But this Wilhelm seemed of the good sort. He's been out this the afternoon, and it seems as though he has just returned. She turns and goes about, ending individuals here in her tavern.
I just dart to the door expecting someone to walk in, but they kind of lose focus there and just keep looking at Telemachus for a little while.
And nobody enters into the tavern. You guys sit. I don't know if Telemachus, if you head anywhere else, you were up and leaving, but I don't know if you continue, if you sit back down.
I'd actually look at Moby and then I'd stare at the door. Then I'd just go sit in a different part of the bar and play with my lute a little bit. Or lyre. Just kind of wait and see if anything.
Nothing. The bar continues to bustle as it did prior to this kind of startling event, but no one enters into the bar, or at least nobody. Yeah.
I'm kind of just lost in thought, and it's like above table, I feel like we're supposed to kind of poke at that, but like Moby's very interested to see who comes in, if someone comes in, but I'm really thrown off right now with feeling a familiar sensation of getting hit with the spell of my friend, and so now I'm like deep in thought of, in a single day, you know, Coakley mentions roulette, and now I feel Telperian's essence. I'm just like really spun out about that.
I guess if after a little bit nothing happens, I would just put the, go check in, look out the door, and just see if they're like hanging around.
Out the like front door.
Yeah.
All right. So you get up, you head over to the front door, and you peek out. Nobody out front, but as you kind of look to the left, to the right, I will have you make a perception check for me, though. Nothing immediately apparent, though.
Oh gosh, 6.
You don't see anything, but you do recall that when the creature landed, it was in the back of the inn, not by the front.
Do you go into Grinch mode?
I kind of go into like, I want to kind of check it out. So actually, I'll try to stealth to the back and just see if I hear anything.
All right, you go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
All right. Got a 2. 5.
Rolls today. Other than my nat 20.
Oh, I could have done this with advantage.
Stealthy.
I could use my inspiration. I have 2.
Up to you.
No, I don't need to be stealthy about it. There's no reason yet. I'll just go.
Alright, so as you peer around and you kind of work your way to the back with a breeze and ease, you turn the corner and you see a large creature. I'm going to just bring you over to a screen.
Damn.
I want to see that bee.
Don't worry, guys. I'll mind
Yeah,
link.
I do think you brought more than us, but I'm actually not seeing it the way I'm zoomed in.
I'm not seeing anything yet.
I see nothing.
I'm still at the inn.
You might have grabbed Moby instead.
Grab Novi.
I literally didn't see it because my screen was so zoomed in. I only saw the top of the Breeze and East background.
Okay, good.
And the 6-headed dragon.
Yeah.
All right, you see this much bigger than this. This is normal, regular sized individual. This is quite large. A beast with vibrant dragonfly wings, 4 legs, or 6 legs, I should say. Long spine of spikes across his back, and a medium-sized bullywug, seated cross-legged, smoking a pipe, large sword strung across his back, camping supplies strewn out around him. He is seated by a small campfire that he has created. However, the creature turns and faces you and kind of crouches down in a defensive posture once it sees you trying to sneak up on it.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to peek. I saw some pretty wings from inside. Presume those are yours.
Animal handling check, I suppose, if you're speaking directly to this beast and you're kind of, your posture is showing yourself to be not threatening.
Nat 20!
Ooh,
Which is a even 20 because I have a 0 whiz.
very nice. The creature will walk up to you inquisitively, kind of give you a sniff, and then dart back and lie back down in the grass behind this frog-like creature that is seated at the fire. However, the frog will then notice you in turn, and give you a wave. Kind of like a beckoning you over towards his campfire.
I'll make my way over. Making my way.
Says, hello there.
Is
Well
this,
met.
your, is this your friend?
It is indeed. I am Wilhelm the 13th. And who might you be?
My name's Telemachus. Just Telemachus.
I'm gonna bring everybody
Just
over
thinking
just so
you-
you guys can be here as well. I'm gonna bring everybody to the screen just so they can all see it.
Oh, okay.
That is not a bee.
not
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know if I should have waited to interact with these guys for us all to be together.
No, I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
Introduces himself as Wilhelm the 13th. Kind of in a very seemingly like he's got a lot of importance behind that name.
Oh. Are you important among the people?
Of course. I'm captain of the Dragonfly Dragoons. I come from Fiveheart Hollow. I'm here to witness the ritual of effervescence. Then I shall return to the hive with a tale of what has happened here. As I'm sure you know, the last time this ritual was performed at Corsica, the entire Skyland vanished. No one from the hive was there to witness the event, so naturally it is a complete mystery that I must discover and untangle, determine what happened. I will be here this time to witness.
How does the hive feel about this oncoming joining?
We are optimistic about it. We know very little of Jaland, as the hive only emerged 7 years ago. Its inhabitants are primarily a species of giant bees. They are kind and hard-working. Queen Barasil, the Gilded, rules Hiveheart Hollow. She is also kind, hard-working, and quite generous. She has opened the hive to outcasts and oddballs of Aran. Thus, myself and my knights are right at home at the hive.
Sounds like a
I'm
judicious
here
meetup.
on Queen Bee's behalf.
Telemachus This is like trying to brain blast a little bit because he's really smart. He's got 17 intelligence, but he also like has never given a fuck about politics, even in the slightest, and like so out of his depth here. So okay, I know what he's gonna say. Well, I'm actually like you. I'm a stranger to these lands, and watching the people here get ready for the ritual has been very informative. What tales are you hoping to tip? Would your people hope to hear?
Well, tales of what happened, of course. It is these rituals are a complete mystery to me myself. So I shall provide context to what occurs here, as I'm assuming it will have some influence over us joining in Jaland. That is our goal. Join your as one of a new kingdom here, to have equal rights as all the other kingdoms do.
Hmm.
However, last time the Ember Wind attempted to connect to the other winds, I guess tragedy struck. So I'm here to prevent that from happening, hopefully.
If you were here to prevent it, do you have any idea how it happened in the first place?
No idea. But the Queen has sent her best man to prevent it from occurring. So naturally, whatever situation caused the last one, if it should happen again, I will be here to stop it.
Well, I myself will be partaking in the ritual, so I'll be glad to know you're there, ready to help.
Interesting. And your name is?
Telemachus.
Your group's name that aims to perform this ritual? I did
Oh.
meet with the group earlier. I only saw one on the registry.
We
They gave me information about their plan for the event, and I was satisfied with all their answers to the questions, and I will support them should they be selected tomorrow.
Oh, but what if you threw all that away and supported us instead? This is our last
Like I
eve
said.
of being nameless, in fact.
Like I said, I only saw one name on the list of attendees for the ritual tomorrow. I assumed that they would be the ones to perform the ceremony. I know not
Well,
of another group, unless you are saying your name has been added since I
Is-
investigated earlier.
That is what I'm saying.
So it has been.
It is in the process of being added.
Well,
Just feels
What
like
is
a
your
Monty
plan?
Python conversation, or at least the last couple sentences. That's funny.
what is your plan then?
For the ritual.
Yes.
To make sure it's the best ritual it could be. I know my part in it. But my companions have been brewing their pots in secret, and tonight we will be making sure all elements go together like a song.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, where are your other companions then? You say that there are others that will be helping you perform the ritual? When I spoke with
Indeed,
the other group, they were all there. It was very difficult to communicate with them, but I was able to surmise after some back and forth what their plan was.
Yes, they've suffered a curse. We actually suffered it too, but we were able to heal ourselves from it. I think that's an important aspect to anyone who could perform a ritual is that they could deal with curses.
Hmm.
I start going into talking up my CV mode.
Elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Dealing with a curse, that is difficult. However, do you have any other goals? Any other aims? Any other higher ambitions than just making it a grand performance?
Oh, well, yes. You ask questions near to my heart, because I am one of the Kiernikin, if you are familiar. I like pose,
Loosely.
point at the, and point at the antlers, like kind of show them like cloven hoof.
I have
Kieran,
met folk before, but not many.
the thing is, the Kieran are responsible for cleansing and healing all over this land. And I wish to do more than that. I wish for connection too to this island. I wish to see this ritual performed like it was not before. I myself am a drifter, and I would like to see this hive, especially if it's one for outcasts and oddballs. So overall, I seek to do that.
You do seem like someone that would fit well in the hive. You should come visit. It's a grand place. And Queen Bee does like to meet important individuals. Maybe she will have an audience with you.
Can I do an insight check of just like general vibes on this guy? Cause like I'm kind of suspicious, but yeah.
Smells like a
Go ahead.
bastard.
Make an insight check.
God damn it, a 7.
This
Wait,
chill
I'm-
dude
I want-
puffing purple smoke. He's just vibing, man.
He is just vibing. I'm gonna use one of my inspirations because I want to see.
Keep looking at him, but the reticle keeps turning red.
15.
15. What's the, okay? So you just want general vibe, or is there something
So
specific?
here's my
you're
take.
looking for?
I'm pretty like. I actually, Telemachus was thinking that the hive was responsible for the wind failing the first time. Like, he thought it was the oncoming place. So that's just his own little private theory. And he was suspicious of the hive. He thought, like, he's very curious about a queen who sounds nice, sounds sweet, but maybe isn't. And this guy is, like, got a little bit of ego to him. So I'm, like, trying to figure out if his ego's been stroked. Like, what's the, like, he's here to watch, but what's the undertone of this that I'm missing on the surface?
With your insight, you can see that he's literally rolling an insight check on you too. He's trying to suss you out as well. He seems like he's earnest and honest about, in his mind, the queen being a nice individual. He seems earnest and honest about his intentions here, which is to witness the ritual. But you can definitely tell he doesn't quite understand the ritual. He doesn't quite understand the winds. This is definitely out of his league as well. So it's not something that he is very knowledgeable on. So he's here gathering information, but also trying to get a read on you, because you showed up telling him that you're also trying to perform this ritual, where he probably in his mind had somebody already planned out. He already kind of knew how tomorrow was supposed to take place, and you're kind of throwing him for a loop that maybe, the decision hasn't been decided who will be performing this ritual and what they will be doing at that ritual, why they will be performing it. He seemed to be happy with the other group, or at least satisfied enough that he's willing to support them with whatever they came up with.
Oh, I have a question for him then.
Sure.
But here I've told you my purposes, and I didn't lie. I'm curious though, what was the purpose of the other group that swayed you to this side? Minus the fact that they were the only people putting their name forward.
The purpose you will find out tomorrow. Unfortunately, I cannot share that with you. It was a secret that they asked me to keep myself, and I shall honor that. They have their own reasons. They are definitely not as they seem. I will tell you that much. Tomorrow, I will give them the opportunity to pitch their story to the town folks of Selkirk, yourself included, and maybe you will find yourself agreeing with them and supporting them and dropping your own claim. Maybe they will do likewise to yours. I do not know. I have not heard your pitch, so to speak, yet either. Heard a little of it. I've not heard from your other companions.
I will do like a nice elegant bow, and I say, well, Telemachus of the No Names will retire, but we will see you tomorrow, and you can meet my other companions.
Indeed, I will. Good evening to you, Telemachus. It is well met.
Like, peace. I do give the beast another like little soft caress if it lets me. And then I
Yep.
peace.
Pretty comfortable with you with that nat 20 already.
Dude, it's such a cool creature.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
it's wild.
Those wings are awesome.
I love how hunched it is and how it's like our legs go so far back before coming back forward. It's just so coiled, ready to leap and then glide. Like, sick.
Yes, very majestic, very lithe, dexterous creature. Wilhelm, looking kind of the opposite. Large, fat, slow-seeming, a large, kind of wide grung, or bullywug. Great sword slung across his back.
It would
Um,
it would not be a Lamidolo campaign without a bullywug. I was waiting.
of course, of course. A little information about the hive gathered. We'll head back to Threes and E's. Telemachus returns inside. Moby, anything different from you?
Yes.
He's dead.
No, I'm still stewing. What I want to do will come into play when our crew is all back at the Breezes and our nights may be concluding.
Excellent. Let's return to
The cameraman.
How do you get the? Does the cord go here, or like, do you have to spin it? I hate USBs.
I was about to say it's
fast
like,
forward you guys through all the trials to get up to Piker's house, since you know all of her traps. So you're able to knock over the fake wall, avoid the pit trap with the sandwich at the bottom. You pet the dog that's trying to play fetch with you. You remember the combination for the door?
Look.
I see 537, but then I also see second, third, 75th degree. I don't actually remember it, but
Make a intelligence check to see if your character remembers.
thank Almighty.
Oh, I got it.
Oh
no,
my
I don't, actually.
gosh.
Coco.
Oakley, I feel like you're convinced it's like something different than what it is, and like you're actively trying to convince Moritaba that he's like got it wrong. Like, what was that, Steve?
being detrimental to his efforts in trying to remember what the actual password is.
He's like setting in the numbers, and you're like changing them as he's like going by it. Yeah. It is 11 5 11 2 3 75.
2375. Okay, I knew that was important.
Oh, damn it! I do have that. That's fine.
I don't remember. I didn't write down the 11 5 11, but yeah, what's
He
inside?
hasn't changed it since last time you were there, even though she said it was whatever the date is. But you head inside. Piker's not there anymore. Bye, Piker. Her steel. This dude is also.
That's a fun reveal.
Her steel guardians, her stone guardians, I should have said. Sorry, are still there, based off of the steel guardians. She is an artificer. Guarding her study, but you are able to enter into the study and you look around. There's all sorts of magical devices. There is the giant glass spherical ball hanging from the ceiling, glass with kind of spinning propellers, flags on the inside.
And that's what was measuring the lumen.
Yep, that was what was measuring the radiance,
Readings.
the amount of sunlight that is illuminating throughout all of Jaland, very specifically here at Selkirk.
In Selkirk.
From what we remember.
And yeah, there's just all sorts of science-y, probably a lot of stuff that you have no idea what it does.
Do I remember specifically where
She grabbed it, yeah.
he picked the Picto Obscura out from? Like what drawer or what table or what shelf? Do I remember seeing, or was it like in the back somewhere?
Give me some intelligence checks from you two.
Deep breath, deep breath.
I wish I was there for guidance.
Oh my god. Copley points to the left at a bookshelf.
Oh, I
But,
don't
like,
even. I'm just walking. I'm like, oh, it was that shelf. Yeah.
Moritaba, you're like, no, it was the
I'm just
opposite
like-
direction. Clearly stood up and took it from that spot right there. There's a hole where it could fit perfectly on the shelf.
Pick up like a jar, thinking that she took it out of the jar.
Moritaba, and you have the Pico Obscura with you, so
So the spot where it like looks like it sits very nicely, is there like a pedestal for it? Is there like anything fancy going on there?
yes, there is kind of like a
Is there just like a dangling
Metallic.
horn?
no, not actually at all. There is just like a metal plate. It kind of looks like a scale, like you would like weigh something on almost.
Well, tenant got to work. We don't need these charges anymore, so I'm gonna set it there and see what it does.
It starts to flash. The light coming on and off at even intervals.
Is it another message?
Do I still have access to the button?
Nope, it's underneath.
It's
You have to
underneath.
pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that real quick, and I'll push the button in. Piker, does this still reach you? Does it have that sufficient range? I want to see if she responds.
You didn't
No
say.
reply.
You didn't say over.
Yeah, you also didn't say over.
I can figure this out. It was flashing evenly. The pedestal it sits on, does it look just kind of ornate? Does it look like it has symbols, buttons, combinations?
Yeah. Yep, there's like symbols across the front, glowing glyphs that had also lit when you placed it on it.
They lit up. This thing uses light. Yeah, I'll try and.
When we were looking at the Pico Obscura, was there like a screen that had like a battery meter or like a tube that lit up to show how much it was charged?
Sure, yeah, it's got a little like bar, little progress bar. It's like blinking down here at this end.
Yeah, I think you did exactly what you're supposed to do. You
Okay.
just have to let it sit
Okay.
there for a while.
Yeah, I'll let it. I'll set it back down, and then just kind of look at it and see if I can glean. Even if I have a feeling that it's pretty simple and straightforward, I'd still be interested in trying to understand it more.
Take an intelligence check from me.
Me too, or no? Like, don't even bother.
You didn't earn it.
Nah, you went to the wrong shelf there, Coakley.
I'm still over there.
You have no idea how this thing works. It's, you put it on this thing, it's flashing, something's happening, magic, science and technology, it's above your head.
And this was her area is north. It's not exactly on the way to the spring for the festival, but it wouldn't be hard to swing by and pick this up tomorrow. So hopefully it'll be ready tomorrow. Ready to head back, Coakley, and tell them of our of our incredible adventures.
I don't know where this Pico Obscura is supposed to go.
Before you guys leave, make some observation checks for me, please.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, I can't believe I don't have any short rests or second wins. It's a bummer.
The two of you don't even notice.
We don't even notice what we don't notice.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just tell you what it was, but the two of you do not see this as you leave. was a handwritten note with instructions on the desk that was left behind
This is
by
an
Piker.
incredible series of events.
A pair of boots and a stopwatch sat next to the note, but I have no idea what that was.
Absolutely love it.
We're soaked. Well, I'm more soaked than Cochlea is, and we start heading back.
Yeah, probably in low morale between the two of you.
I'm
But-
just more confused.
Confusion and low, and I guess soaked clothes for Moritaba. Two of you return to Ease and Breeze. Probably an hour later than you were expected.
Oh, hey guys, how have you been?
Moritaba's just standing there like, we
had quite a-
accomplished more than one objective.
We have gifts.
We have gifts.
All you had to say.
I finally rise from my solitary drinking. Yes, my squire, what have you procured from
I found that I think you picked quite well with your crucible at our first passing at Tinnet's shop. It seems like it has served you quite well. The other series of armaments didn't strike me as to your skills. So I went with this mask that I believe will have some interesting use if we can find ways to be creative, which I know you will be. And I will hand you the mask of the beast.
Way to gas him up.
What does it look like?
What does what look like? Sorry.
What does the mask of the beast look like as Moritaba hands it to me?
Mask of the Beast is it is gonna have the facial expression of a dandelion. So it is kind of carved in ornate wood with like maybe ivory fangs sticking down.
Very
It has
cool.
a flowing lion's mane behind it, made out of grass and leaves, similar to the dandelion's mane. But it is actually not just a mask, it's kind of like a whole headdress. you have to put on.
Yeah, cool. I will take it and eye it with curiosity. Very well. What of for yourself and Coakley, and something for Telemachus, I imagine.
Telemachus, I believe you told me what you wanted.
I wanted this dagger very badly.
Yes. And I'll like pop it out of like my forearm pocket or whatever I have, and I will hand over that dagger.
I flip it a bunch, but wait, Tim, will you text us what it does?
And Telemachus, you actually have two gifts. I did not see anything that struck my fancy, so I thought you might be interested in seeing what this leather armor had to offer.
Ooh. I am not going to wear leather armor for too much longer, but I am wearing it now, so absolutely. Thank you.
You wanted the what the Mask of the Beast does?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sort of just eyeing it, and I don't know if Tinnet gave an explanation to Moritaba or not, but yeah, I'm interested in what it does. I'm not necessarily attuning to it, so I don't know if it has attunement that I will need to attune to it to see, or if I'll need to identify it in the future, or if it comes with a description, but definitely interested.
I don't think you guys asked. Tenet specifically about it. But he did maybe mention in passing that it will help you. Maybe like originally, when you were asking about the items, that would help you potentially make friends with the dandelion instead of attempting to slay it. But you'd have to identify it to find out specifically what it does.
I'm already coming up with ideas, even though it won't benefit us with the dandelion interaction per se. And Coakley, for yourself?
I think Colt been off in the corner, just like swinging this like little rock and rope around. Around my hand. A quite finely crafted. Is it a pair of bolas, or is it the bolas the whole thing?
What do you mean like it has? Yeah, it's got the rope, but it's got 3
Oh,
rocks
I thought it was 2.
at the end of it. Yeah. Nope, 3.
This is especially good at grounding aerial foes with prey.
Yep.
But also just in general tripping up individuals that might be fleeing. And it's got quite a good musical quality as well.
So for you, same damage as the sling, except for flying creatures, it is able to on a hit. There's a DC. I think it's 13, and it'll knock them prone and return them to the ground.
Oh, nice.
They won't be able to fly or take off until the bolus is destroyed.
Okay. I'll just add sling to it. Or I'll just name it sling. Tinnet sling.
And the storm cutting dagger.
Storm Cutting Dagger is a normal dagger. However, against a storm cloud, it deals an additional +1 damage and it has +1 attack. It's +1 weapon specifically for storm clouds, just like
The
Oh, no, you guys
Crest
are not.
Crucible was
similar to the Curse Crusher's Crucible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there was a rat stick of some kind, wasn't there?
The Rat's Bane Longsword. You guys did not grab it.
A long sword. That would have been sweet. If I could dual wield this.
All right.
Oh, the leather armor. Is there anything interesting about that?
Yeah. It's got like a ripcord that you can pull, and it like you can don it and doff it really quickly. So it kind of like folds up, almost like a parachute kind of, into like a small square box of leather that has a little handle that you can hold on to. You pull the ripcord again, and if you place it on your chest and pull it, it flips back over.
Tony Stark, yes.
Briefcase, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tony Stark, briefcase, but studded leather armor.
Oh yeah.
I have so much fun putting that off and on. Thank you, Moby. Moritapa.
Well, we have much to discuss, and my eyes dart towards both Telemachus and then Coakley about the ritual tomorrow. What should we formally propose? I believe I had made my proposal, and Telemachus his. What do you all think?
Great question.
Does Moritaba like? I'm literally thinking about like, does he like? How blindly are we still following?
Also, like, if you want to ask us questions about anything,
Yeah.
you could. I'm not gonna say anything unless asked, though.
I think me too, pretty much at this point. Unless there's uncertainty, I will still sort of like drive. Hey guys, I think this is what we need to do.
I think last we had talked about in the quarry, Telemachus, I know you had proposed a different idea for the Haka. I think personally, with the journey I've been on here serving under Moby, I do feel that the Umbra is in line with our goal, at least as I understand it. So I would still be in favor of that. Certainly at no slight to your proposal.
As you say that to the group / Telemachus, I'll nod in acknowledgement, but it's a little, there's less pride in it. It's just almost absent-minded.
The Umbra is very specifically what I wish for this, not festival, I keep wanting to say festival.
Ritual.
Ritual. Very specifically what I believe we should do for this ritual. It is very much in line with something I have been looking for myself. Healing.
If we are a group, the origin, I cock an eyebrow toward Moritaba, will this
Good idea,
suffice as a vote? And I look to Telemachus for his response.
I'd also just be interested in adding it. I mean, I think as I understand our mission for our friend Jay, I don't think this is going to be the last ritual we perform. I think this kind of serves as like declaring our intention for our journey. We'd love to keep you around, Telemachus. You've been such a help, such a surprise. There's no reason we can't empower ourselves later down the road. That's just kind of my take on it. I think at the end of Moritaba was saying that, he kind of like catches himself off guard, being like, "Wait, I just offered my opinion."
I'd only say this. Yes, to you. To
Moritaba.
oh, not you, the other one. What's Moby, yeah. Alright. Yes, Moby. I agree. We are a group. And this would count as a vote. Certainly. Coakley speaks very plainly that he seeks healing. Toby, Moritaba, your point though, I'm not undertaking this ritual for Jay, or anyone besides my own self. My own self, and I'll look at my hands, and I'll use my healing hands ability that like shoots out, like, and like just like fruitlessly. My hands have known much healing. My people have known much healing, and I wish to grow in stature and power to protect. But I'd only ask, make sure this is what you want for yourself, not for others. It's not selfish to want to grow. And I'll look at Moby as I say that one, and then I will say, my vote remains the same, but if I am outvoted, I use my voice, and I think it has been considered, and I hold no grudge that you don't side with my perspective. I think. And like, he's intelligent but also young, so he is talking with like, he's still questioning himself, and I think that would be obvious in his tone. Like, he's not just like, there's a lot of like, I'm not really judging anybody here. I'm just like making sure we're all coming at it from not being pressured.
That, Jay and Jan will arrive at your group. Jay, having overheard that last part of the conversation, will say to Telemachus, "But will you still join us, Telemachus, even though it is not the ritual you wish to perform?"
Of course. Happily. And I think you,
You
all
have my
should make
thanks.
sure that my part
Roll in this.
Because I have some good ideas prepared.
You have my thanks. Telemachus, your role in this matter is as equally as important as each of us. We will each perform 1/6 of this ritual. We all know our tasks then. If we are settled on the ritual of the Umbra,
I give a curt nod toward my liege. Yes. I seek to be a sort of shepherd of spirit, commander of voice, announcer, so to speak, in this ritual. Do each of you know what role you would like to play?
I plan to perform a feat of endurance to show my strength, but also my will, my discipline, and my dedication.
I will be a little further away from the center of the action. If it pleases the group, I would like to spend my portion of the time for the ritual amongst the people, the guests, the viewers, the people of the city. Naturally, as everyone here knows, the last time this ritual was performed, it did not have quite the good outcome, and I wish to comfort the people of the town and the people attending the ritual, to help them have confidence in what we are doing.
My portion. Magic and song. I think all of these are arts of intention, and I seek to declare intention using these.
and then Jay speaks up and he says, "I will offer prayer. I aim, guide the Jinn presence to our actions. Let's pray." Or that was Jan, and then Jay will state that he will perform a dance with the blood. I shall draw my sword, and I will perform a. Jay knows the word. Tim is blanking on the word.
Kata.
Is it a kata? Is that what it is? Kata? I will perform a kata in order to display my power, my mastery of the art of the sword. I will practice the blow that I will use to slay Dodrakar.
Fittingly dramatic.
There was one last thing. He, from his robe, he hands each of you a large, hefty pouch. It jangles. Clearly, there is money within. And he says, "You all each need a outfit fitting someone of importance in this event. this evening, hopefully the tailor is still open. We can go and purchase fine wear or garb. Doesn't matter what it is, but pick an outfit of significance for yourself. We must look the part tomorrow. There's 1,000 gold for each of you.
This outfit's gonna be sweet.
Yes, indeed. And that is it for the evening then. We know our plan. Or any last minute preparations that we need to do?
I think
Or are we prepared for
only.
tomorrow? Besides the outfit.
I think only to send young Shim here off to the town hall with our declaration of intent to perform the ritual.
And let me announce the flavor description that you put together. For now, the origin will suffice.
The origin is the name we shall use. Where's Shim? Let's have that written down and delivered at once. Who will do the writing for us?
I will.
Amicus?
And I take a nice quill and can jot down the note.
You give the Shim. He's given directions to the town hall, which is not far away, just down the street a ways. And he scampers off to do your bidding. Happily, since you rescued him from the cursed monkeys. Last thing, Jan says, make sure, well, Moby, you don't have to worry about this, and as a Genasi, and myself and Jay won't either as Jinlings. But the others, you have no internal winnow. You have no spirit or soul that binds you to the winds of this place. You will need an external winnow. You'll need a vessel to house the power, the wind, the air that we collect during this ritual of effervescence. It'll be important that this ritual, or this vessel, is airtight. It must contain the air that we collect. If it is ever spilled, you will lose the power that you gain from this ritual. Whatever boons we acquire from this event will be lost to the winds if it is ever opened, unsealed, for more than a brief moment to collect other winds. If it is ever damaged or broken, the pilgrimage that we are going on will be, the progress that we are making for each of us will be lost. So it will need to be something that you can keep secret, you can keep safe, something that is significant, has meaning to it, or to represent your inner spirit, your inner sense of self. It will need to be something significant to you on a personal level. Do you have such items in mind?
I have something in mind. Did you want to see it now?
That is up to you. If you would like to save it to reveal during the ritual, or you can share it now if you'd like.
I'll wait.
Oakley? Moritaba? Do you have something in mind you'd like to share, or shall it be a surprise?
we could wait until the ritual. Like, folks love a spectacle. But I do have something in mind. Be assured.
So be it. Moritaba.
After I acquire my outfit, I may need to make some late night tinkering to see if what I have in mind can be achieved.
Well, then let us be off. If we've had food, had our dinner, had some drink, we've taken care of the totem, we'll need our outfits. And so we'll kind of fast forward through that. We don't have to RP you guys. Go to the tailor shop, grab some outfits from pair of Ash Genases. They're twins. One of them is interested in working with specifically Telemachus and Coakley because you are strange and unique characters, whereas the other twin is more comfortable working with Bobby and Moritaba, as they are more familiar to her sense of style. Do you guys have any ideas for what your outfits, your grand outfits might look like for your characters? How will you spend 1,000 gold
That's so much gold.
deck your style?
I spend 20 and I keep the rest.
I'm welding 1,000 gold pieces to my body.
Oh my god, you melt them down and now you're
Oh
building-
my
Holy
gosh.
shit.
Let's see if it comes through here. Yeah. So this is very fire coded. I intend for it to, in the Roll20 chat, I intend for it to be more whites and light blues and the tassels more flowy and cloud formed, but this is very much the vibe, and there is, yeah, that full face covering.
Oh, sick. Can you see through it, or is it like...
Nope. It is a thick piece of cloth that actually you can tell it's actually intended to be like further bound than what this picture shows.
I've got an idea too.
And that kind of sword thing he's holding isn't something I need because Moritaba back in his room does have a kind of ornamental, ritualistic, again, instead of those kind of sharp angles, more like flowy cloud pieces coming off the center. Something like that already crafted that he brought from home.
Nice. You kind of have your own staff, I suppose.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's, you know, more sword-ish shaped, but
So the money mainly going into just the fine cloth of this garment.
yeah,
and
tassels everywhere that like flow really nicely.
Awesome. So your outfit is constructed first and packaged neatly for your wearing tomorrow in the morning. It fits perfectly. Since you have spent so much on it, these tailors have crafted it to be fit specifically for you and only you.
I know what mine's gonna be. I think I didn't expect it to be 1,000 gold pool, but what I'm picturing is shirtless. Deer shirtless. So that's our starting point. He's got really sweet, kind of like puffy pants on, like almost Jiri-esque, but like I'm kind of picturing like monk-esque, you know? So the pants are kind of puffy, they're cloth. They're a really pretty, like, both blue and then like lilac, faint light purple. My character art that I have is like such a fabulous color scheme, so pretty similar to that. And then but it like gets the pants get taken in, and like his ankles are wrapped, and then there's like just almost like wires of like silver wires around his like hooves, but then like with little like shards of prismatic rainbow crystals around them. And then I picture like one big necklace with that like some kind of cool like necklace piece on his bare chest. But then the big part is he has a really, this is gonna be like 900 worth of it. He's gonna have a silver cloak that's just a hood. So it's a hood, and then it's got like almost like kind of like two tails that come out, and it's long silver, and on his like shirtless, like with maybe some like arm straps or something. But this cloak is gonna be the main thing. And then I even picture he can pull it up, and it can like go around his antlers. There's like a like the front kind of meets up, and it can like have like a little binding. And then his antlers will have a little silver there too, more prismatic stuff there. Oh, and in the Discord chat, I threw what I put. Oh, sorry, Tim.
No, go ahead.
In the Discord chat, I threw what I'm imagining that my harp looks like. My lyre.
Liar.
Yeah.
And the Four Winds chat. Wow.
Very cool.
And then in the Roll20 chat, is that sort of the pants vibe you're going for?
Yeah. What are those called?
I have no idea.
Parachute pants.
Yes. So is the 900 gold, is that because this cloak is like basically pure silver, or like made out of like flecks of silver, or like what makes this cloak so expensive?
That's a really good question. I would like it to be just like this, the most gorgeous looking silver material you've ever seen, and then maybe like hemmed along the bottom, just like some simple.
What if it was like spider silk, where every thread was like silvered and then woven together?
Thank you. That's a really good way to put it.
Okay, cool. All right.
I think they're called
You
serum.
are outfitted second, and it is packaged up neatly for you. And again, it fits you and only you.
I'll go last.
As in, like, literally, their claim to fame of this tailor is that they weave magic into their clothing, so only you can actually don this outfit.
Wow.
Wait, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's sick.
That feels like that needs to be in every fantasy city.
Yes. Okay, three major things to this. One, base of the outfit is going to be, think Roman emperor, so very light, and I want most of the money to go towards this one part. I want like the lightest possible material. I very specifically do not wear any sort of armor, and I don't want to be any more encumbered. So I want like the lightest, flowiest, yet durable material. And I'm thinking like it's cream colored, and it's like instead of like clasping to itself, it might just have like a hook that literally clasps into like an open notch in my carapace or something. That's one part. Second part, on it, I want a very intricate like fractal pattern, like emanating from my chest, and just like swirling in like repeating fractals around just like the chest, almost like an emblem, but like just a random fractal pattern that they get. I want like 6 people sewing this at once to make up for the 1,000 gold. And then final piece, I will request from this very eager young gentleman if there is a jeweler in town of Selkirk as well, or someone as close to a jeweler as possible, because I want glass inlay in a like not fractal but like repeating pattern, like applied to gaps in my armor, up and down my arms, legs, and top of my head.
Whoa.
So, yes, they can send out for jewelry as well if you wanted any in your outfit. I should definitely have mentioned Julie was on the table as well. So Moritaba or Telemachus, if there's any extra jewelry piece you wanted to add to yours, you can think of that as well. Wait, so Coakley, back to Coakley for a second though. You don't wear clothes before this, right?
Correct.
Okay, so it was very easy for you to get in the changing room and try this on, right? There's nothing to take.
I stood in the open and they applied it to me.
So basically, one super elegant but especially light cloak, but then basically like not quite tattoos, but like
No, that's
you
right.
know,
So
yeah, like
the very visual difference that you now see on Coakley is like my arms, legs, and like top of my head are almost like not fully transparent. You can't see inside, but it's like an opaque, like geode crystal now that outlines my arms and legs and top of my head.
And then the pattern, the fractal pattern, is that like stitched or is it like tie-dyed into the cloth?
Well, it's hand stitched.
It's hand stitched, okay.
oh, I was thinking that was like affixed to your chest, but it's woven into the cloth.
Oh no, that's in the cloth. That's in
Okay.
the cloth, yeah.
Alright, so that outfit is packaged, bonded to you and only you. And you can bring it back with you, and it will await you in the morning to dawn for the ritual. Lastly,
Yeah.
Moby.
So then I'll go, and before I get fitted, I'm seeing Jiri led us here. And then I see Telemachus go get fitted. And I think about that weird influence from Telperion that I know and recognize. I think of Coakley's mention of roulette, which has confounded me. How could roulette have a history here? Telperion could be watching us. And as I enter the same changing room with the twin with Moritaba that's more accustomed to typical wear, Moritaba sort of gives me a nod as we leave, and I grab him by the arm very brusquely. And I lean in, like Wit to Dalinar, and I say, Toby Rama, Hyperivel. And I just study your face.
So I'm gonna set myself a DC 20 insight check, and I have a -1 to wisdom. Because I'm imagining that this is gonna fail, but I imagine this is gonna plant a seed. So I want just for there to have been something that I did here. Okay, so I think more time was like, what, who, and gets very confused, and it's like, are you okay, Moby?
Of course, pay it no mind. Your outfit looks well. And I let you continue. And then I'll go through my changing process, and I'll just get some, like, Indian men's wedding dress. I think it's called a kurta. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Very, very formal, very trim, long vestment coat. It's like kind of like a coat, but it goes down past my knees, where not as baggy as like these baggy parachute style pants are, but a little bag of like white pants is visible beneath this navy blue kurta. But amongst the thread of that is woven just gold filigree everywhere. I don't even need it custom made, but I would have selected one that they have that has been made and that they haven't shot maybe to show off. And I just want to invest in like especially if there's one that showcases storytelling in its embroidery, like my crown or circlet of the Order of the Four Winds has, like I've mentioned before in various ways, similar with my necklace. Something that it's embroidered with gold specifically, and it showcases some kind of story, blue vestment. And then I will definitely deck myself out with gold bangles around the wrist, maybe a thin gold cuff around one arm of the kurta that like really clenches the arm in that specific spot. Probably my left arm since I'm right-handed. Gold earrings. I want to make a show of the gold connection because I intend to hype that up a little bit in the ritual.
Nice.
Also, I will say I will have a gold hair clasp where I'll practice it here with the tailors and the groomsmen. And I don't need it to stay this way overnight, but I intend to. My normal steam genasi hair is sort of unbridled and mane-like and sort of disperses, slowly transitioning to steam and wind and then becoming nothing at the edges. But in this, I want to have it very pristinely combed and close to the head, and then have a ponytail held by that gold clasp, and almost like an incense thing that slowly drips with laminar flow. I want the base of my ponytail to just dissolve into nothing as it falls down my back.
Ooh, nice.
Fully
So
description.
much more regal, pristine, even compared to the already fairly nice Order of the Four Winds vestments I'm already wearing. But
Tailors will have to send out for some hairdressers to come and assist with that. But they were able to find someone. And you get your outfit packaged, prepared, ready, bonded specifically to you, ready for you to don tomorrow in the morning. Jay and Jerry also purchase outfits. Most notably, both of them order themselves new tavi. Each one of Jalandi, of the kind of pale background, cream colored background with mauve purple clouds strewn across it. Jiri himself orders kind of like, it's like a tank top, but you know, like the part underneath the suit. I can't remember what it's called. The like tank top part underneath the suit.
what is that called? Not the cummerbund, that's the waist piece. Just like the vest. Yeah, it's just a
The
vest.
waistcoat?
Yeah, kind of like a vest, somewhere between a tank top and a vest, but like all decked out in gold, and you know, embroidery as well. Genie pants similar to the ones that Telemachus ordered, and
They're called a
shoes.
sheer wall.
There you go.
Sheer wall pants.
Curly shoes, and just as much jewelry as he can fit on his body. Pearl necklace,
Amazing.
rings, golden bracelets up his arm. Jan, a little bit more subtle. He wears a gi, kind of like more of a martial arts style gi. One thing I forgot about Jay, he has a big, giant golden belt that he didn't purchase. He had with him, kind of like a UFC like boxing style
Yes.
chain belt that he straps to him, to like fit this outfit all together. Jan has a more subtle golden belt that he and a kind of black colored gi, and then the tavi, of course, and his is a little bit more subtle. Spending all the money on the very finely produced gi. He wears no shoes. He's going barefoot. And so you guys are all decked out, ready for your ritual tomorrow. I thought we'd get to the ritual today, but next time we will certainly get to the ritual, and we'll have our performance, and we'll see what becomes of that. And
I wanna.
but before we do that, you guys are gonna have to also persuade the town to support your idea for the ritual over the other groups.
The came up with the last fun detail after hearing how awesome everyone else made theirs. Like, you guys were very inspiring. I would like there to be like embroidery on my scarf cape thing of like between leaf, clouds, and moons, and just like only for like the bottom quadrant. But then I think it'd be really fun if I get a little voice in my head that says, "Have them put feathers on the head of the hood."
Wow.
So
Nice.
Lemikis, without really thinking much about it, it's like, oh, it's a good idea.
Like
And
a
right on the
subconscious
rim of the
acceptance thought.
hood, he has them put feathers that are kind of like a little mix of colors, a little.
So when he
little-
throws the hood down, it like sort of is feathers around the amazing.
That's cool. Does he recognize that as an external thought, or is that just interpreted as an internal, something that popped to his mind?
I think he was like, "Well, that wasn't my idea, but I like it." And I think at this, he is a little aware that it was external. But until even at this point, he's like just super like not questioning that. And that's that.
Awesome. Great descriptions, everyone. Like I said,
yeah.
next time we will be prepared to perform the ritual. And then
I
that
have
will be the end of the tutorial. Just a few more sessions and then we should be good.
love a tutorial. I have the second listed as a possible next play date. That was a Wednesday. But I don't know. Well, we had start talking about Mondays versus Wednesdays being preferable.
Mondays or Wednesdays.
Mondays or Wednesdays, yeah.
Oh, I can't do the 30th. So
I was just about to say something feels like I might have something on the 30th. So I believe day after my birthday should work.
Oh yeah, your
Oh,
birthday's
birthday.
it says MKB Day on there.
I swear he says.
How old are you, MK?
28.
You're getting close to that wisdom boost.
Wisdom boost. Archie meds. Yeah, I mean, I remember.
What were you gonna say?
I was just saying, I remember. I don't know if you were. No, you wouldn't have been 28 yet, but. Is that right? No. You're turning 32, so you would have been turning 28 4 years ago, which is when we started playing D&D, so that's just funny. As a wee 23-year-old in my early 20s.
Whoa.
Now I'm in my late 20s.
That's wild.
Dang, 5 years of D&D.
Level 5.
Do we go to sleep after the tail arc?
Yeah.
Can we use everything?
I want a long rest because I want my other stuff.
Long rest. We will officially start in the morning tomorrow.
Level 3.
Jen comes back. He's delivered the message. You are official at
Do we
level
have to make
3.
any con saves on our
Guys, we're the origin. Well done, MK, on a great game.
I was on Jin. I was like, Jin, where does that fit in a word? And I literally just thought of origin. And I'm like, wait, aura, what?
Awesome.
That's what's reading
And
that.
then I BS'd my way to the description after.
Yeah. Well, the description was great too, and I intend to use that in the ritual when like selling ourselves a little bit, and like announcing our mission or what I consider to be our mission and what Jiri has tasked us with. But also, I just love the sound of like the Forsaken Winds. Is the adjective noun is always cool and effective, but I like that we are
Just noun.
the noun. Like that's it, just cool. The origin.
Very cool.
Like it starts with us. Oh, that reminded when I was buying my new car recently and I was at the Honda dealership, they have a new line called the Prologue. I'm like, that's an awesome name for a car.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like,
Yeah.
this is where your journey starts. That's awesome.
That is really cool. Hell yeah.
Tentative July 2nd.
Tentative.
1
That's
week.
for me.
What time would work for people? Just to throw a rough one out there.
Wednesdays I have to do 8:30 or later, or like earlier in the day.
So same time frame as tonight would work.
Time frame would be.
That would work for me.
That would work. That would work.
8:30 on
Very well.
Wednesday.
Well, 7:30 for
7:30
you.
for us.
Oh yeah. Okay, sweet.